If you are listening to this right now, maybe there is a part of you that has always felt different. Maybe you have spent years wondering why simple things seem harder for you, why your mind moves in directions other people do not understand, why you feel too much, think too much, notice too much, need more time, more space, more quiet. Maybe you have looked around at the world and thought, why does everyone else seem to know how to live? Why does everything feel so loud? Why do I feel like I was built for a different kind of world? If that feels familiar, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You were never broken. Your mind simply works differently. And different does not mean wrong. Different does not mean less. Different does not mean unworthy. Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. There is nothing you need to prove here. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to perform. You do not need to pretend that you are okay. For the next few minutes, you can simply exist just as you are. Maybe for a long time, you learn to hide parts of yourself. You learn to mask your emotions, to force your attention, to copy how others speak, to smile when you are overwhelmed, to stay quiet when everything inside you felt too loud. Maybe you became very good at looking fine while feeling exhausted inside, and maybe no one noticed because you were surviving quietly. But surviving quietly is still surviving, and I am proud of you for making it this far. Even if today was difficult, even if you feel behind, even if you still do not have everything figured out, you are still here, and that matters. There is a kind of pain that comes from being misunderstood, a quiet pain, the pain of being called too sensitive when you were simply feeling deeply, the pain of being called lazy when your mind was overwhelmed, the pain of being called distracted when your thoughts were moving too fast, the pain of being called strange when you were only trying to be yourself. But what if the world misunderstood you because it was never taught how to recognize minds like yours? What if your sensitivity is not weakness? What if your intensity is not a flaw? What if your need for quiet is not a problem? What if your way of seeing the world is part of your gift? There is a spiritual truth hidden in nature. Not every flower blooms in the same season. Some bloom in spring, some bloom in summer. Some wait until the cold has passed. Some need more shade. Some need more light. Some grow slowly underground for a long time before anyone sees them rise. But no flower is wrong, because it does not bloom at the same time as the others, and neither are you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not failing because your path looks different. Your rhythm is your rhythm. Your timing is your timing. Your life does not have to follow someone else's pattern. To be meaningful, breathe in slowly and breathe out softly. Imagine yourself standing in a quiet garden. The air is calm. The sky is gentle. There's no pressure here, no expectations, no judgment, only space. In this garden, you do not have to be louder. You do not have to be faster. You do not have to be more productive. You do not have to become someone else to be loved. Here, you are allowed to be exactly who you are. A sensitive mind, a deep soul, a different rhythm, a quiet strength, a person who has carried more than others can see. And still, you are here. Let that be enough for now. Maybe your mind needs more kindness than criticism. Maybe your heart needs more rest than pressure. Maybe your nervous system does not need another demand, but a safe place to soften. So let this be that place. A small moment of safety, a small moment of peace, Reminder that you do not need to fight yourself tonight. You can place one hand over your heart if that feels comfortable and silently say to yourself, I am not broken. I am allowed to be different. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to take my time. I am allowed to exist without proving my worth. Again, I am not broken. I am allowed to be different. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to take my time. I am allowed to exist without proving my worth. Let those words settle gently. You do not have to believe them perfectly right now. Just let them be near you, like a soft light in a dark room. There may still be hard days. There may still be moments when your mind feels too loud. There may still be people who do not understand, but their inability to understand you does not define your value. You are not less because you need quiet. You are not weak because you feel deeply. You are not difficult because you have needs. You are not broken because your brain works differently. You are human,